Data C is going to be map number 1, and I would love to get your thoughts about it, but we're going to have to hold off for just a second because the first game is ready. And again, Hero and Reynor, that's the story. In the bottom left, he is for Kites of Gaming. Now in the Unity Team House, folks, put your hands together, your feet, your eyebrows, maybe even. Make them all clap because it's Reynor.
And spawning here at the top right. As BeoMulf just mentioned, he is the current defending, reigning GSL Codex champion. He is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's hero.
A hero to Protoss players all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, you know, it seemed like, you know, the Protoss race wasn't doing too well. I mean, we had Stats leave off to the military. We had Zest recently off to the military as well. Parting as well. You know, just all these Protosses just leaving off to the military. We had a couple of them return back, like Classic. We had also had Zoun. That's continuing. That was you know, keep playing solid. But you know, I think Hero, with him coming back and winning GSL Codex, there is some life and hope for our Protoss veteran.
Yeah, it's funny. You say, well, maybe Protoss is doing struggling a little bit. I do strongly feel that was more of a misapplication of statistics than anything. I mean, if you look at those 5 years where Protoss didn't win a finals, yeah, okay, not winning a finals in the GSL, the regular GSL, won a ton of super tournaments. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but they were the finalist of almost every single one. Like, they had a lot of second places. That strikes, that smacks more of the players than anything in terms of, it's like, well, okay, if you just can't get over the hump. Hero comes back, he immediately wins one. Maybe you're just, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe Trap's just not able to quite do that, some sort of mental block. I don't know. And in previous eras, we might have called it a Kong. But Hero, he is not a Kong. Maybe he's a king, though.
Yeah, that's, now that you mention it, there were a couple of super tournaments where it was just a Trap versus Zoun, and a lot of Protoss action there.
All but one of the super tournaments in the last couple of years have been won by Protoss, which is kind of insane. But of course, that does not matter in the eyes of the people who say no, Protoss is underpowered. Hopefully, Hero is going to be able to change their opinion just a little. A bit is, of course, we do have Hero opening up with the Stargate, right? The build that he has, well, that he popularized, that he has been pushing, that he's been convincing people, saying, hey, you know what? This is actually really good. This is how you play PvZ right now. So the net runs forward. It's not going to get all that much. But the question here, Snoopy, how many oracles does Hero get? Is it 1 into a really quick blink? Is it 2? All right, into more standard, or is it the 3 oracle into better timed upgrades that we've really been seeing out of Hero in the last really several months at this point?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he opened up with the 3 oracles. It seems like he really liked that opening. You know, it's really safe. You can use the oracles to either harass, but also you can keep one back at home to zap away and defend that 3rd nexus. Because sometimes you do see Zergs make a good chunk of lings to try to cancel that 3rd, put some harassment on that 3rd, and try to force the Protoss to cancel the nexus. But if you have an oracle there, then really, you know, Zerg can't really do too much about it, unless, of course, the Zerg goes like super all in and just make a cajillion. Oh, what is this?
What the hell, Hero? I'm talking about this ground-based exciting style, and you drop a fleet beacon, a 2nd Stargate.
My goodness.
What is this? Unacceptable.
Is this really Hero playing? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. But actually, this makes it's kind of cool. So we are seeing, it seems like Hero is taking a bit of a page from Zest, maybe from Max Packs, how, well, Zest is in the military now, but how Zest was playing for a little bit during the 2 Stargate era, how we've seen Max Packs play a little bit now, where on maps like Data C, which are a bit bigger but have a decent amount of dead airspace, you go into this, what is effectively a carrier rush. Although, as I say that, it's gonna be quick tempests with tectonic destabilizers.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen this occasionally. Normally it's proxy, I am really looking forward to seeing how this one's going to work out.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting, but you know what? I think I like it because, you know, Reynor, he's not one to really face against this, you know, commonly, I would say. And so this might actually catch Reynor by surprise. And, oh, actually he does lose one of the Oracle there, unfortunately. But man, how many Tempests does he make? Looks like he's making 4 total, but will he continue to add in more of those Tempests?
So magic number says 5 Tempests, or 1 Shock Queens. Of course, you want to get a little bit more than that, so if you lose one, you're not really out of luck, but even still, the Tempests, they run forward. They're doing a good job knocking Creep down. That being said, though, Snoopy, you talk about how Reynor's not going to be experienced with this. He runs in... He was on the Korea, or he was on the European server for quite a while. He is well experienced with the Sky Toss, or with Sky Toss shenanigans. The Queens, they do run forward. Good transfuses, keeping them alive, baiting Hero in just enough, where Hero says, I can make this happen. And then Reynor says, no, okay, I see what you're targeting. I'm going to kill that one off as one Tempest gets rather low, but a third one joins the fray. The first Queen is dead. I do like the Ling count that Reynor has. He understands that Tempests are good against big, bulky units. They are significantly less so against things like Ling. They just do not kill them all that much, as it looks like, there we go, Tectonic Stabilizers is finished. One Tempest gets low, but not low enough, sitting on the dead airspace. There's just not a lot of vision around there. Now, of course, that S, it's not all dead airspace. This is something that we found out recently, where it's like 50% of the area, the Lings get into the main base. This seems like something that Hero should be able to deal with, is that Tempest is getting so gosh darn low. As the probes are going to get pulled, 2 workers will fall, but the Adepts are going to be able to rotate over well enough, as now our Spire is just about done. But behind this, of course, we do have Hero going into Blink. So he does have a ground toss idea behind this, but he does lose a Tempest, and you really don't want to lose things that are just so important to your game state at this point.
Yeah, he's doing a decent job picking off some Queens, but like you mentioned, the Corruptors are about to pop out, and that will spell pretty much the end of these Tempests. However, Hero, I think he's been preparing. He's getting Blink, throwing down a lot of gateways, and you know, if he can make this a really quick transition into mass gateway units, while Reynor has a bunch of resources invested into those Corruptors, which will be pretty much useless, then maybe there's a period of time where he can just overwhelm the ground force of Reynor and just you know, win that way. But if it gets into the long game, then these Corruptors can, of course, definitely turn into Broodlords later on. But here we go. Corruptors going to go ahead and get on top of these Tempests. We'll take them out with ease, as really Tempest just really tickles Corruptors in the end.
Yeah, I do like this. I really do like the game state. I mean, there are many reasons to like the game state of Reynor, one of which is the point that Reynor is at literally double the supply of his opponent. And yes, Adepts, they find their way into the 3rd base, the 4th base of Reynor. They kill 10 drones. But the Corruptors should be able to, well, I guess they're not going to try to pile that down. But it is literally 20 army supply to 106. I think we're starting to see the reason. Who knows? Fast Blink Stalker, you get a concave. We've seen Hero work miracles. But I am starting to get the sense that there is maybe a reason why we don't see this style from Hero all that often. And it's going to be a difficult game for him to hold, indeed. Lings and Roaches are going to get on top of this attempted 4th base. And I feel like this 4th base is just going to have to get canceled. +1 is not yet done. And there is, I mean, there's a shield battery there, sure, but he can't get his Stalkers over to it. So this is going to be, it's going to be a sacrifice. Probes need to get pulled away, and Hero is just kind of hemorrhaging them. We've seen miracles from Hero before, but 70 supply worth of miracles? I'm not convinced.
Yeah, that's not happening. This base does go down finally for Hero. But Reynor, will he keep up with the pressure? I'm not quite sure. There is a shield battery here, and a better reinforcement point for the Protoss. So I don't know. Maybe he might not want to overextend, but it looks like Reynor going to actually commit to it.
Yeah, Hero blinks on the low ground, which I don't think, I mean, you got to do something, right? But I don't think that was necessarily proper plays. In the main base, Corruptors are biling down a Nexus, so it will be a 2-base Protoss rather soon. Shield battery overcharge, of course, it's done now, but did a great job keeping these Stalkers alive. And it's actually a really nice concave from Hero. And in a more even game, you might say, yeah, this is fine. But it's not a more even game, and really Hero can trade to infinity and perhaps even beyond. because it is 30 workers in the lead. It is 3 bases in the lead. So Hero desperately running forward, trying to make something happen. And he's getting a lot of damage done on these roaches. The biles will land, but now the Stalkers, they blink forward, trying to get around the corner, but the line of sight blocker says, nope, you don't get to do that one, my friend. The Stalkers fighting desperately, valiantly for the last cause, the lost cause in this game. But again, it's 5 hatches to 2 bases. The production of Reynor just outstrips anything the Hero has or will have. And behind this, Hydras are on the way. Lurker Den on the way. Reynor, he forced the tap out. I don't want to see that again, Snoopy. Please. Hero, we know you're so good in this matchup. Don't do that one again. So he does go block the hatch, which if you are Hearthstone, you're going to say that this is the enlightened way to play, maybe, as long as you're going to chrono out your adepts and put a little bit more pressure on. And this is certainly a map where you can do so. The rush distance on Inside and Out is pretty short. If I was leaning more into where I live in this corner of the United States, I'd be talking about how it's a wicked shot. But it's, we're not going to do that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyways, we're going to have to see what Hero has in store for us. Certainly, that's a salient point he can look to attack into in the natural.
All right, so we're going to have to wait for the Cyber Internet Core to see what tech building he's going to go for, but kind of an interesting wall here. I gotta say, even in the last game, I said I was like thinking Hero's wall was a bit awkward.
It was very weird, yeah.
Yeah, and then also here, looking here, it's like this right side is like a stalker size wall. There's an opening here at the left side, I believe, as well. It's a little bit interesting of a wall, I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we see Hero do something like that, and it's a bait. He's like, look, I have a bad wall. You should bust me. And he says, absolutely not. I was prepared for this eventuality. I'm not even sure that's a gap on the left side, though. I think that may be one of those fake gaps, right, where it kind of looks like it is, but you're still kind of fine.
Okay, then totally sure. That's got to be the fakest, realest wall. Then I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I feel like that's a wall. I guess we'll see.
I prefer to trust the pro players. Ooh, it's gonna be a free drone. There will be a free drone, barely getting on creep, but Reynor not quite on top of things to make sure he's able to build a spores and adept into the main base. It will go, but already one worker for pretty much free. Second worker, he's gonna get 3 maybe. But even still, 2 adepts for 1 drone. Oh, come on, Hero, you could have gotten that one. But he says, I care more about getting out, kiting away. And looks like that adept will get out for the most part. Speed still a decent ways off. But hey, 2 drones for 1 adept, and the adept gets out. Already a much nicer position for Hero in this game too. But he's going disruptor drops. Is this, you know what, looking at the build in game 1, and look at this build right now. Are you sure Zoun is not playing in creators or in Hero's account?
Well, I mean, Hero, we assume he's Hero. He opened up with a 2 Stargate Tempest last game, and then he's now opening up with the Disruptor drop. It's very reminiscent of Zoun's game playstyle. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to copy some builds from Zoun or something, because this is definitely not the typical Hero that we see. Usually we see a bunch of just, you know, I open up with Stargate, maybe some Oracles, and into mass gateways of some sort. But this is not the case, it seems like. I wonder how much these disruptors can get. Sometimes you get lucky, you get a good, decent hit on the mineral line, but sometimes it's just like not really going to get too much. But overall, a pretty safe play if the Zerg is not, you know, going for some type of timing push or all-in.
And even if it is a big roach timing or something like that, the disruptor shots can actually, or the disruptor drops can be really nice as a delaying tactic and keeping you alive. But I wondered also, looking at like serious planning here, Snoopy, this is of course round robin. So Hero only has to beat the Terrans to advance. As Lings are going to try to get on top of this 3rd base. I don't think there's enough here. This 3rd base, it should get canceled, and there we go. The cancel at the last second there from Hero, but realistically, if he's able to get enough damage with his disruptors, it probably will be fine, as these adepts will fall as well. Reynor built a lot more Lings than I think Hero was expecting, and into the natural. Yeah, that's a Starker-sized wall, as you said. Lings into the main base, or the natural, they will go, but maybe just a little bit of a bait because all the Lings will fall. And Reynor has double Roach Warren. I gotta assume that this is a mistake, but we occasionally see some really weird, like, Roach speed and Roach burrow speed timings. Disruptor shots, bottom side. What's he gonna get? Okay, it's gonna be a queen. It's 150 minerals. I mean, not the end of the world, as long as you don't really take too much damage. But we do have 2 Roach Warrens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think you might be right. I think it might just be a mistake. I mean, the lair's not even done yet. Because, you know, usually you will have the lair time up with the Roach Warren so that you can get both upgrades at the same time, if it was intentional. But...
Well, that's something. 4 workers will go down, a couple Lings as well. The one thing that has me thinking that it might not be that is they finished at the exact same time in different spots on the map. So that's often, and one of these is a kind of a position that you wouldn't normally get a Roach Warren at, right at that third base. So this might be something weird, right? Where, again, Hero, you don't expect to see Reynor do the weird thing as Disruptor Shot's going to get 1 queen damage on another. Hero's getting a lot of damage done with the... Oh, when we got Queen? Oh, no, Overlord on the other side of the map. Hero's actually getting a lot of damage done with this pressure.
Yeah, he's trying to dwindle the amount of queens and units overall so that he can go for this push here as Blink is about to finish up. And let's see here. This is a large area. If Reynor can kind of set up a sandwich, then that could kind of mitigate some of the disruptor hits, but here we go.
It's a 4 Disruptor Stalker all in coming in from the hero of Protoss in this game. Number 2. Disruptor shot number 1 lands. 2 queens will fall pretty much immediately. Lings are looking for what they can, but it does not seem like Reynor was ready for this one, at least not yet. We will, of course, see 1 Spore go down. Second one still here, just forcing the, really forcing the War Prism to stay back. But more Disruptors continue to land. More Roaches, more Ravagers hitting the deck. Here's the Stalkers move forward. Hero, he's doubling the army supply, and Reynor's going to say, wait. That's not a build. Does not matter. Hero, he takes game 2, and folks, for our second series of Group A, we get to move to game 3. Waterfall is a small map, Snoopy, but it is surprisingly, oddly, a map where you can kind of get your third base somewhat safely. If you take the triangular third, there's no direct attack route into it, so attacking into it really is often fighting into a concave. We're gonna have to see. Maybe that I really don't know what Hero has in store for us. I'm kind of excited. We've seen 2 absolutely bonkers builds. I just know that I really don't want to see the Tempest build again.
I just really want to see a better wall, which it looks like he will finally have, because this is a ramp area is a bit smaller than the last one, so looks like that should be no problem.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Hero really coming from, he's fixed it a little bit, but coming back from the military, his biggest weakness for quite a while has been, oh, I actually don't put units in my walls. Protoss needs a door. But yeah, that he has certainly when he was coming back from the military and we were starting to like really figure this style out, we saw him lose a lot of games due to just imprecise walls and not having the proper door. But in this game, and really as the style has started to evolve, we started to see he just puts too much pressure on, so there's no time. Zergs can't really afford to send 20 Lings onto the other side of the map because they need them then and now to buffer for the Roaches and buffer for the Queens. Which then means that you don't really have to worry about run-bys if the Zerg can never find its way on the other side. Hero's actually going to punish the double Ling opener coming out of Reynor. Unfortunately for him, it is not a double Ling opener, it is 4, so the probe will die, and this is not going to slow down Reynor quite as much, but also this is Waterfall, so you show up anyways. And the Adept, though, does not get on top of where the hatch is, so will not be able to delay that one. The Crater Tech coming in from Hero, it slowed it down a little bit, but not nearly as much as he was really planning for.
Alright, Hero's got to be careful. Ling speed is about to finish, so I mean, usually, you know, it's around the 330 or so mark.
And it will be once again, 330. kicking off right now as the Adept runs back home and conveniently shades pretty much right as speed completes. But one Oracle is now out on the map, Snoopy. We got a second one, a second gateway on the way. But again, that's kind of how the last game started too. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
All right, one drone going down this far. Not too much, but again, the most important thing is just to save that Oracle. You can always come back for more. And as long as you save those oracles, they can replenish their energy, so you can use all their 3 spells, whether it will be Stasis Ward or Pulsar Beam or Revelation.
Yeah, and with the third Oracle on the way, we're not going to see the shenanigans of Game 1. I do have to point out, though, is Lings on the other side of the map. They deny a pylon, and actually, Hero will have to respond to this one, but his third Oracle is going to be out, and that is really one of the reasons why you do get that third Oracle, is it just denies any sort of harassment like this. So there you go. Reynor's going to be forced off. Hero's Oracle control, as the Adepts show their way in the main base, has been a little bit lacking as of in this series. We've seen situations where we would expect him to get like 4 or 5 workers. He only gets 3. But Adepts in the main base, they will get, speaking of the devil, they will get 3 workers, but now unfortunately targeting the queens. Target fire there, not exactly what you want, but in the natural, the Oracles dive in. A couple more workers fall, make it 6 right now at the expense of a couple of Adepts. And remember, the Adept found his way in earlier, got a worker. So, yeah, Hero, he's just not unhappy with his game state. And there we go, got Forged Twilight coming down at the same time. So, this is the greediest version of the Hero style build, as Oracle's going to turn on 1 set of Pulsar Beams. Ling's forced to run back, and really, they're not going to get much. But this is the greediest style, right? You get a quick blink, you get a quick +1, or you get a blink, you get a +1, but not quite as quick as it might otherwise be. But Adepts in the natural, Hero or Reynor was not expecting this. 3 workers are going to go down, and into the main base they will go. They're going to get 4. They're going to get 5. This is unacceptable damage for the Italian Zerg at this point. He does not want to lose this amount of workers at this game state when Hero is going for the Hero style, a style that is built so much on momentum and pressure. When you lose out on 7 larvae right now, because you have to build those drones back up, that is going to be 14 less Lings. That is going to be a lot less pressure that you can put on. Reynor, he's posturing like he wants to take that base, but Hero's just going to kill the drone anyways. So, 4th base delayed. 8 workers in the last span of the last 30 seconds. They've gone down. Lings look like they're going to get one of these Adepts, and maybe the second. Okay, there we go. Second one goes down. But Oracle's getting a little bit more. Hero is just swarming in this game 3, Snoopy.
Yeah, he's just relentless on these double Adept harassment, sending wave after wave, and just doing so much more damage. Even more drones coming down, or going down to these additional Adepts.
Tell me, Snoopy. You say wave after wave, but it's starting to feel like the only waving we're really going to see is Reynor raving bye-bye as he he falls down in this game 3. I'm not cheering for that necessarily, but it just, I mean, it's so much damage here from Reynor. And all of his attempts to get damage done on other spots, Lings into the 3rd base time and time again, they're just not getting what they want. Not really. Oh, Queens. No, just a little damage on that. And then we got to point out is, well, we talk about maybe Hero not having the best wall control. He certainly is falling victim to that one there. His probes are going to get pulled away. Now Hero starting to get some damage, but looks like it will only be about 3 workers. There's Hero into the 3rd base as well, but Oracle's there. That is the point of them, although his pull is a little bit slow. So 12 probes have died. Snoopy, this is certainly got to be enough to bring Hero back into this game, or to bring Reynor back into this game.
Yeah, all those drones that were killed earlier on, I guess this pretty much, makes up for it. Although, as I say that, I mean, Hero is getting his 4th base. He does save it. So, but more Lings coming into the natural. Reynor's so good with his Ling run-bys. It seems like, he's one of those Zergs that just gets so much done with his Lings compared to other Zergs.
That he does, but now onto the other side of the map, Hero will go, saying, yeah, if you got Lings in the run-by, that's fine, but we talked about this earlier, there's a reason that run-bys are just really hard to get done, and hard to get anything done with against this style. And the pure and simple of it is you send any sort of army on the other side of the map, and suddenly Hero just kills the base. And Hero will gladly trade a couple workers, although not too many, so long as he's able to keep a Zerg on 3 hatches. Now the Queen's on the high ground, but Hero just taking fantastic trades, microing Stalkers back, individually. And yes, they do have +1, but there's only so far that they can go. It looks like the Baneling morphing in on the other side of the map. It only got 7 probes. So Heroes economy, not joyous, but certainly not too unhappy at the moment. Certainly now that he's killed another base of Reynor. Because make no mistake about it, folks, this base is not yet dead, but it is really only dying. Hero looking much better, playing his standard style, getting relentless damage done with those adepts, and that means Hero is going to tie Beyond 1-0-2-1 in the AfreecaTV Theater of Dreams Group A.